Okay, we're now recording this for the fourth time because the last time the background audio was way too loud and I couldn't be heard. So hopefully this is a little bit better now. My sound indicators are telling me that should be just about right. We're going to leave the stream muted as we go through it, and I'll probably turn the stream sound on a little bit just so you can hear callouts and things like that. But we're going to break this down into 4 videos for each phase of the fight. We might do a 5th video of optimization things, but I'm going to try to cover some of that as we're going through the video, if I can remember to do so. The first part of this fight, you guys have already seen, but it doesn't hurt to rehash it because it really lays the foundation for the rest of the fight. As you all know, he does 3 sets of mechanics, strikes, bounds, and breaks. Breaks are proteans into X mechanic basing on the element. Strikes, he will do a cleave through the middle, and followed by his elemental mechanic. And bound, it will be stand in a certain spot if you have the prey marker. And we'll go over what a prey marker is for some of the newer guys that aren't used to seeing it. But yeah, let's get started here. First part of the fight is just the opener. Pretty easy stuff. There's a little bit of a wait because people were talking about Wiener Schnitzel, but the very first mechanic is Elemental Break, and depending on the element, you will split or stack. In the first phase, you'll only see 2 variants, the Lightning and the Fire. And the first one you can see here is Fire, so that's going to be Protean into stack. Very simple. Now, one thing that's important to note is that the next break will be lightning. It will always be the opposite of the first. The rest of the fight is pretty random, but first fight is very scripted. So second is lightning burnt strike, is get out and stay out. You hear me say this all the time. He does a bound marker. This bound is fire, so bound to the booty. Now all of the next mechanics will be the opposite element. Now this Burnished Glory is a fat AoE. It's pretty heavily mitigated by other things here, so we don't really have to worry about reprisals and addles. You can see the reprisal was saved for Powder Mark. Powder Mark is a tank buster. You don't want your tank sharing it because the off tank has to taunt and then take the second part. Or the main tank takes the second part after the off tank taunts. Turn of the Heavens number 1 is really simple. As you can see, I just moved to the spot. The off tank, you can see, is over here in the corner. And he's going to explode right there. And then everybody goes back to their spots. Another burnt strike. This is fire. Now it's important to note that if the second burnt strike is fire, you don't want to use your knockback prevent. Unless you're a greedy caster like me, in which case I'll show you what to do if you use your knockback on the second burnt strike. If you don't, you should save it definitely for Shifting Sky. But if you do want to use it here, you'll see what to do in this video. A little bit of stream lag there. Second bound is lightning because the first one was fire. They're going to the nipple. The reason the nipple is important is because on all of the bounds, he actually dashes to the prey marker. And actually, let's see, we're at 5104. We'll go back a couple seconds. So this bound, this right here, is your prey marker. If you have that, that means you're getting a mechanic. The reason it's called a prey marker is because the first mechanic to use that icon was called prey. And it just means that the boss is hunting for you. Heavens. Second strike. Okay. So the second elemental break is lightning. It's going to be Protean into split. So everybody spreads. They drop their AoEs. This is also your second 2-minute window after the opener. It's going to do another AoE. And then start Shifting Sky. Shifting Sky is a transition phase. He's going to do 2 elemental cleaves and 2 prey markers, along with a Turn of the Heavens kind of puddle thing. You can see, because he is glowing... Wow, I'm on the wrong phase. Sorry about that, guys. Second burn strike, second elemental break. Okay, this is your second DPS window. Then he's going to transition to Shifting Sky. Pay attention to the glow. He's glowing fire, so we're going to the blue side. I would go back and change that in the video, but this is my fifth time recording, so we're not doing that. You're going to get 2 prey markers, 1 fire, 1 lightning. As you can see, the tanks are already positioned up here. This is a good habit for tanks to get into. And the lightning marker will go to them, the fire will stay to the group. You see, those markers are resolving, everything's exploding. They dash, prey markers resolve. Now, lightning is up in the corner. You want to look around for the strikes because the position of the lightning is always going to be where the safe spot is. Now, we're just going to walk literally to his left. If you're on the other side for whatever fucking reason, you can go in that corner too. But fire burn strike will always be perpendicular, so you'll see fire cut across this part of the stage right here. But you just wait for the second strike of lightning and pop your knockback prevent. If you don't, then you have to do what I do here. 1, 2, this is your lightning prevent. If you did use your knockback prevent earlier, you just walk to the center. But it's important not to get burnt struck there. You will get a damage down, and in a lot of parties, that's a game ender.